So let's make a quick copy of this and let's get rid of the curvature graph. I don't want to look at this anymore. I'm going to copy this curve. Let's look at the points. So now we have too many points. So what happens if we delete some of these additional points? It says it broke the history. Okay, the thing is I don't care about the history. It wasn't doing what I wanted the tool to do. So I was hoping it would work more like the Rhino 6 version, but apparently there's major differences between the way that record history works. So let's move on. Let's talk about additional tools. One thing that you should know too is the spacing. The more the spacing is constant, the better. So the least number of points you have, the cleaner the curvature would be. So this is a very clean curve, and if I go back to the analyze curvature graph, you can see this is still a very nice curve. And if I go in and if I make changes to some of these points, if I move one of the points, for example, I still get some of this very clean curvature. So the least number of points you have, the better, the cleaner the curvature will be. So with that in mind, we created a curve that is cleaner than, actually it's as clean as this one because I spent so much time creating this curve, but we created a very optimized curve here. So what if for some reason we want to keep this curve going? Let's say we want this to stay the same and we want this to keep going straight. So to do this, you can select the curve, go under your edit, and you can add points. So if you go under edit, control points, you have a bunch of additional options here. You can insert a kink, a knot, remove a knot, or edit the weight. So if we insert a knot, we can see here we have one, and we can increase one more. So now if we look at the points, we just added 1 point here, but this is not where we clicked in between. So the type of, I don't know how to describe this, the geometry that we're using when we send knot, it's essentially an isospan on a surface, but this is not a surface, it's a curve. So it creates an additional edit point. So sometimes it's a nice way to get more control. You would add a knot, and then you select the endpoint, and you can move it to wherever you want. Now, as you can see, this is definitely not the way to do it. As I mentioned before, you do not want to move your edit points, which is what I was doing here. You want to move your control points. So if I select a control point instead and try to move this, now I get the type of results I was looking for. And again, if I looked at the curvature, this would be very nice, but let's not do that at this time. Let's look at some of our options. So if I go under Edit, and I look at some of these additional options under the control points, of course you can, show the points, hide the points, but that's not really what we're looking at. We can also insert a control point, which can also be very useful because this time it inserts the type of point that we like to modify, to edit. So this is a little easier to see and interact with. So by doing this, we can increase the number of control points and then adjust some of these points. Like let's say we want more curvature here for some reason. So I can press M, enter, and I can move this up. So maybe this is the type of curve I want. If you don't like this, just delete it. Okay, so this is how you would add a control point. So if you want to adjust a curve this way, I would suggest that you use the control point method as opposed to the knot method. So the previous one was insert a knot, but inserting a control point is usually a little easier and better. So I would suggest you use this option instead. What else? We can also insert an edit point, which is very similar to adding a knot. So let's try this. Insert an edit point. Let's say we insert it here, enter. Let's look at the curvature. And it's a little better than a knot because wherever we click, this is exactly where the edit point would be. But again, if we move this around, it makes it very difficult to control the curvature. So even if you add an edit point, you probably would use the points on to edit the control points to manipulate the curvature of a curve. So again, this might not be the best way. Maybe adding a control point instead of an edit point would give you more control. It really depends on the situation. So let's look at some other options again. If we go under curve, we also have some freeform options. So the control points is to create a freeform curve, interpolate again. So all of these are different ways of creating a curve. But then you also have the fit to points, continue, that's what I was looking for. So then at the bottom here, under freeform, you have the continue, and you can continue to create control points, or you can continue to interpolate, which means creating edit points. So if we wanted to extend this curve, we could simply use the continue interpolate curve, and we can continue it. And for some reason, it continued on the wrong side. I wanted to continue it on the left side of the curve, not the right side. So let's look at the options. Do we have a way to do this? I don't think we do. Yeah, we do not. So I believe there is no possible way to where is this command? Okay, I don't see it. Let's go back under curve, freeform curve. I guess it's not here because I did not press enter. I thought it would be under the command list. Yeah. Okay, press enter, and it doesn't let you choose the orientation of it. So let's escape, undo. Okay, we're back to the curve we had initially. So let's say I don't want to extend it on the right side, I want to extend it on the left side. So by default, there is a starting point for a curve and an endpoint for the curve. So the software recognized that the starting point for this curve was on the left side and the endpoint was here. So if I say I want to continue the curve, it would want to continue from the endpoint, not from the start point. So if we want to continue from the start point, we have to flip the curve. And flipping it would mean that the starting point was actually upside down. It would be where I ended would be the starting point, and where I started would be the end point. So we can do that by clicking on flip. If we flip the direction of a curve, it will make the endpoint the starting point. And it says press enter to flip, or click on flip to flip it. So I clicked on the flip, pressed enter, and now if I go back and use it seems like it's not here. Okay, let's try that again. Let's go under curve, freeform curve, and continue the interpolate. If I click here, now it's using the other side. So if you want to continue a curve, this is a nice way to do it. If it's going the wrong way, just go here and flip. And also if you do the left click, you will be analyzing it, which lets you flip it. But if you use the right click, it flips it automatically. It flipped the direction of the object. So now if I use the same command again, freeform, continue interpolate curve, I can start from the right side. And again, if I want to go from the left side, I can just click here. Now I inverted the direction. I flipped the direction of the curve, and I can go on the other side. So this is one way to continue a curve. And as you saw before, you can easily delete points. And as you saw before, also you can join multiple curves. So you can click here to join, or you can type it in, join. And then if you have a kink like this, as you saw, we could delete some of these points, right? So why don't we simply delete the point where the two curves meet? If I delete them, then it doesn't have a kink anymore. And so when they said kink, this is what they refer to here under edit. I'm getting a little sidetracked here because you would never use kink. If you do, you're doing something wrong. It doesn't make any sense to ever use the kink the kink control point command. So here under edit control point, there is this option called insert kink. So insert kink actually does exactly the opposite of what I did. So if I look at the point, here it created a kink, meaning that it creates a super tight curve, and if I move it, it has a kink in it. So I don't know why anyone would ever want this. Essentially it breaks the curve, but if you wanted to break the curve, you should split the curve anyway. So yeah, I mean, it's one way to split a curve, I guess. You introduce a kink and then you can break off the curve. For example, now if I explode, I get two curves. So I guess this is one way to use a kink. Instead of adding points, you can break off part of the curve by introducing a kink and then exploding it. So let's join it and let me show you how to do the exact opposite and create a smooth transition in between the curves. We saw we could use the rebuild tool, but it's going to have a great amount of change on such a curve. So if I use rebuild, you will see the curve now is completely different, and if I keep the number of point count the same, it's still pretty different. It's making a lot of change to this curve. So let's not do that. Let's go here, look at the points, and I will simply delete the point where both curves intersect, and that's it. It becomes a single curve. The curvature is exactly the same. Now if I want this to be a little smoother, of course I can delete additional points. So this is essentially how you work with curves. If you want to smooth a curve, you can delete some of these points. If you feel like you need more points, you can move them around, you can add to it. We already saw how to do that. You would go under Insert, so go under Edit and Control Points, and you can insert a control point. So this allows you to have a little more control. So let's say we want one more point here to create more sharpness on the curvature here. We can move this a little up, move this a little down, and now we have a sharper curve. So if I undo this, you'll see how it was very different. Looking at this curve here, Control Z twice, 3 times actually, you can see this is very, it's more of like a circle. It's very circular, very constant of a curvature. And if I use Control Y to redo, you can see now it's very sharp and then goes a lot more straight. So it has a sharper curvature and then it smooths out into a flatter curve. It flattens out. So this is how you create curves, it's how you edit them, and it's how you combine multiple curves into one. So I hope you learned a lot, and I hope this wasn't too confusing. I know there is a lot to it. I would suggest you just practice with the different methods. Try joining the curves, exploding them, try the different tools, and try to get more familiar with how you would edit such a curve. You might want to stay away from the analyze because it's a lot to look at once. The curvature graph is really useful, but it does get confusing sometimes. Yeah, it can be misleading when you're new to looking at how to construct curves and analyzing. Analyzing curvature takes it to the next level. Like it forces you to be very aware of how the point relationships. So maybe you want to keep that for later, and for now just practice with curves, creating blend curves and just joining them and editing and adding on to the curves.